So many of our viewers really feel like they know her, and she actually feels like she knows them.
The host of the Spokane-based 80s exercise show Sit and Be Fit has passed away. We talk with Wilson's daughter about the impact her mom had on fitness and our local economy.
We have another round of rain and wind moving into the inland northwest, but by this weekend, we're talking dry conditions for everyone.
As the government shutdown continues, air traffic controller shortages prompt flight reductions. Tonight, we look at how those reductions could impact travelers across the country. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. All right, we kick things off this half hour with a look at the forecast. Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo standing by in the Outdoor Weather Center. Where, Jeremy? You're holding the umbrella.
Yeah, Mark, actually, producer Jackson just got in my ear and said, hey, we don't see you. It's because I was hiding from the rain.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
It's coming down pretty good right now. Temperatures still sit in the 40s, but the first round of rain is moving in. And from here on out, I would say just count on it through the remainder of the evening. There it is, moving its way into Spokane. We have some of that moisture making its way through central Washington, but see this mess down south of Yakima? That is the bigger push of moisture that hits us in a few hours. I think that's when our rain gets heavier, and that's when we start to see wind pick up across the region. Notice moves through around 8, that next wave moves through overnight, and by tomorrow morning, we dry out. And with wind, I think we wind up seeing a decent amount of sunshine tomorrow. As we get into the weekend, things do wind up looking a bit different. So it really comes down to tomorrow's wind. If the wind stays breezy enough that we stay nice and clear all day and we dry out the low atmosphere, which it likely does, we'll see wind gusts around 30 miles per hour tonight, then we wind up seeing a little more sunshine this weekend. But notice those temperatures trend a little cooler. I think that's from the fog. Tomorrow though, 51 sunny and breezy.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. I'll check back in with you later in the show. Washington's Department of Health has a new tool to track vaccination trends. This flu season, the immunization dashboard tracks everything from doses administered to who's getting them. KREM 2 Shannon Mowdy shows us how it works.
Washington's Department of Health says this resource comes as vaccination rates struggle statewide. Immunizations for COVID and flu decreasing year after year. The new immunization dashboard tracks vaccination trends for flu, COVID, and RSV.
This new dashboard brings it all together in one place to make it really as easy as possible.
Senior epidemiologist Dr. Meredith Cook says it allows you to break down by doses administered, age group, and even shows rates down to the county level. DOH data shows across Washington, immunizations for COVID and flu have decreased over the last 3 years, including in Spokane County. Just over 17% of Washingtonians have gotten a flu shot this year, about 10% fewer than the year before. And less than 10% have sat down for the COVID-19 shot this year. DOH says that is 24% fewer than last season.
As immunization coverage rates fall, that means fewer people are protected. And that means we could then see an increase in cases of vaccine preventable disease.
Vaccinations for RSV among adults and babies are increasing, though. DOH reports RSV shots increased 21% for babies over this time last year. More than 15,000 doses have been administered to infants so far this season. And take a look at RSV shots for adults statewide, trending higher than the last couple of years. Take a look at Spokane County. Steady increases in adults getting immunized against the virus, with nearly 37% vaccinated so far this season.
The Washington State Department of Health recommends that people prepare for the respiratory illness season.
We have a link to this entire dashboard at our website, KREM.com, as well as on the KREM 2 app. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Washington Governor Bob Ferguson announcing the state has applied for the federal Rural Health Transformation Program. The bipartisan plan would mean investing $1 billion across 5 years in rural health care. More than half of Washington's counties are considered rural, with more than 1 million people living in them. The plan proposes an investment to support hospital infrastructure with an emphasis on technology improvements and support for maternal care, The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services administrator will approve or deny the application by the end of the year. Idaho's governor announcing this morning the Gem State filed a similar application. A federal judge has dismissed the criminal case against Boeing over two deadly crashes of its 737 MAX planes. The 2018 and 2019 crashes in Indonesia and Ethiopia killed 346 people. Prosecutors alleged Boeing deceived regulators about a flight control system implicated in the crashes. As part of the deal to drop the charges, Boeing has agreed to pay or invest an additional $1.1 billion in fines, compensation for victims' families, and internal safety measures. Meanwhile, a jury was seated yesterday in Chicago for the first civil trial against Boeing over the MAX crashes. Avista customers in Spangle will lose power tonight. Avista says the outage will start at 10 p.m. and last until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. The company says crews will use that time to perform maintenance at the Spangle substation. Ultimately, Avista says the work will make power access in the area more reliable. Mary Ann Wilson, the host of Spokane's PBS Sit and Be Fit, passed away at 87. And today her daughter honors her legacy in a heartfelt conversation with KREM 2's Regan Gallo, reflecting on Mary Ann's lasting impact on Spokane and beyond.
Well, for 38 years, Mary Ann Wilson hosted and starred in the exercise show Sit and Be Fit, which was broadcasted across the country. And it all started right here on Spokane's South Hill at KSPS. Mary Ann Wilson, a registered nurse and mother of 4, had a vision, and that was to help others, especially seniors, get their bodies moving. Gretchen Cowan, Mary Ann's daughter, tells me that Mary Ann's husband, a Marine Corps major, died of a sudden heart attack while in his mid-30s. That's when the family moved to Spokane, and a dream to craft an exercise empire began.
When she designed the program, she was thinking of the sweet couple that was in their home that couldn't get out to go to exercise classes or PT, and they needed an exercise friend, and that was her like a really big vision.
KSPS and Mary started the show in 1987. The show broadcast across the country, and the last season filmed was just 2 years ago when Mary Ann was 85 years old. Now she leaves a legacy across the many hearts of Spokane. Viewers can still watch Sit and Be Fit every weekday at 11:30 a.m. And I am told by KSPS staff they're currently working on now a tribute segment for Mary Ann Wilson. I'm reporting on the South Hill of Spokane, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
Coming up on KREM 2 News at 5 tonight, as the government shutdown continues, we look at how flight reductions could impact travelers as the holiday season approaches. And in 8 minutes, we speak with the Spokane Velocity head coach Lee Beedman as the club prepares for its next playoff game. And here's what we have scheduled tonight for KREM 2 Plus. We have a look at the Louisville plane crash investigation and the new killer cases. You can watch those plus much more on our KREM 2 Plus app. Just download for free and watch on your TV.
Falls here, we've got rain, cold temperatures, clouds, it's all taken over. But up in the mountains, it's already coming down as snow. I've got my long-range winter forecast coming up this Sunday, and I'm going to let you know when you can expect snow in town.